Hi, I'm Debbie Hartner.
I'm Elsie Johnson.
We are two sisters, Southern Cooking. Debbie and Elsie. So we are making a steakhouse corn. So it's almost like a cream corn, but not really.
Yeah, because it's got heavy cream in it,
Yeah.
so it's kind of like a cream corn, but not quite.
So today is our day to make steak and potatoes, and we're pretty excited about that because Elsie went up to Hawkinsville, Georgia, and went to the meat market and got our steak. So I got a filet. You got a filet, Ben got a filet, and Roger got a filet, and Morris and Ronnie got ribeyes.
And Mom is going to eat a hamburger. She doesn't like steaks. So
I don't know where she came from. Where in the world did that woman come from?
she's kind of almost turned a vegetarian, really, truly.
Truthfully, yeah, she has pretty much stopped eating most red meats.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she's not.
Which is probably good for her in the long run.
She's not crazy about chicken. She's not crazy about turkey. She may eat a little bit of fish, but that's it.
I'm thinking that she got tired of the chicken because we had chicken a lot when we were younger.
Yeah, we did. So now that all the butter is melted, I'm going to go ahead and put in my salt and my flour.
You're kind of making a roux there.
Yes.
Is what you're doing. Until that gets mixed together.
So we're just burning off the taste of the flour here in this, and we're going to make a little roux. It's not a lot.
Right.
Just enough to be able to.
Which I think that may be the difference of this not being cream corn is because you are making a roux instead. So I think that's the difference.
And we're making frozen corn with this.
We
can do fresh.
We took an easy route today with a lot of the stuff because we had frozen broccoli, which made it so much easier. This is frozen corn. So that was 1.5 cups of heavy cream that we're putting in.
So I am currently just pouring in a little bit at a time just to be able to thin out the flour mixture. And this is going to, you don't want to pour everything in at one time. You want to be able to build your roux. So we're going to put, I think it's sugar at the end, and we're going to put in a little bit of pepper at the very end. So this here is an ideal side for your steak dinner, and you can have it for anything, but steak dinner is what we're having it for. And so we have a winner today, Elsie. So it's a lady from Ohio. Thank you so much. And we've contacted her. We're waiting for her to get back to us to see if she is still interested in receiving her non-perishable dessert for this month's winner. Next month is our first anniversary. I'm so excited.
We got started with this, and we were stumbling and fumbling our way through the technology of it, so it took us a while to actually get the current page up and running. So you may look at our page and think that we created it in September of last year, but we were actually doing this on a different page, a personal page basically. It was not a professional page when we first started.
When we first started, we had it on a personal page, and it maxed out at 2,000. You weren't allowed to have beyond 2,000. And so at that point, we had maxed out and we couldn't.
And it took us a while to figure out how to convert it over and to merge the two pages. So as you can tell, I think we tried from August to September to figure it out, maybe.
Yeah. Actually, it was before that.
It might have been, yeah. But so if you're looking at our creation date, it's not till September, but we actually really started this at the beginning of May of last year. I think we actually were I know we were cooking previous to that when you first
Yes.
moved down. We were actually cooking before we started filming.
And it wasn't until late April that Ben said to us that we needed to create
Right.
a page because the recipes that we were putting out was really too good for
Right.
us to not be sharing with other people.
Right.
So
So it was in May when we first created our first page. And then we managed to turn it over to, and then we added Instagram, and then we added a YouTube channel. We're still trying to grow our YouTube channel. YouTube seems to be a little harder
yeah, it
to
is.
get people to, but I find YouTube to be easier to get the recipe than on Facebook, because Facebook, your recipe is above your video. On YouTube, it's below your video, and
Yeah.
if you just click the down arrow on YouTube, it all pops up so easy,
Right.
and it's readable. It's really easy to read. I find YouTube to be easier as far as if you're viewing. Eventually, at some point in time, we do want to get our own website going.
Yes. We do own the rights to our website. We just have to get it up and moving.
Right. We just need to have the time, but she's busy working. I'm busy I'm just busy in general. I don't sit down at all.
She doesn't, and she has her own little pickling business, and she has other things that she does.
I have so much stuff going on, but eventually we do want to have our a website page created, and my dream is to have it as a blog. I want to merge a lot of the way we live, the way what our daily life is like versus
Chaos.
our recipes and just in general. That's my dream. So eventually we will have that going, but yes, we did start a year ago in May filming this. We've had a lot of fun doing it. We've had a lot of fun doing it. We have a lot of fun meals together.
Right.
We have a lot of creative criticism from our family.
Yes. So
But I don't take it as a mean thing. I take it
as a grow, we're growing.
because we really truly have grown since we started doing this.
Okay, so all of you know that I'm an actress, and I was dabbling here and there with making my own videos because I was having to send in auditions and stuff.
Right.
But I was by no means, shape or form, in a position to be able to take on the amount of editing that I've done
And
with
you've
these
got
videos.
a lot of experience with this. You could actually go into producing stuff with the amount of stuff that you've learned.
Yes, and I've learned a lot with this. And I tell you, on the job training, and it was learning by watching tutorials and all kinds of stuff to be able to give me the growth for that. As far as managing a camera, yeah, I know how to do that because I had to do it with making my own, auditions and videos and stuff like that. But this has been it's been extremely very rewarding for me because I'm still
You're learning.
able to give a lot of myself in the film industry, but I'm doing it
In a
in
different
such
way.
a constructive way because this
Right.
here is it's not fiction.
Right.
It's real life. This is our life as a
Right.
bunch of southern
Right.
country girls who grew up on a farm, and we eat this way.
Right.
We eat in moderation, but we eat this way, and this is the way we were raised and we grew up. And you're just getting a behind the scenes.
And this is how I cook
Of us.
every single day of the week. I don't have the luxury or liberty to run down the road and get something because all I have is a couple fast food joints near me. So I have to be cooking daily.
Right.
And I have to think of different foods daily. So a lot of these recipes that we are developing, that we're taking and modifying, I have started to incorporate them in my meals for my weekly meals. Like the hamburger thing that we made with the buns, with the
like the
lime
sliders,
rolls, the
yeah.
sliders. I mean, I make that periodically all the time now.
And I never baked bread before I came to Georgia. Mom always had bread at the house, so I never baked it. So I was able to have a personal growth with that, with baking, like baked goods, rolls, Elsie had plenty of experience with it because she had to. She lives in the country, but I moved from outside of Philadelphia. So I didn't have to, worry about going to get a loaf of bread or whatever. I always had access to getting it at the store. But as far as a personal growth for me, extremely. And within this year, I have pushed boundaries with myself, and I know you personally have too.
Well, I can tell you for a fact that when we first started filming, I was not comfortable in front of the camera at all.
No, she wasn't.
I mean, you can go back to some of our original videos and you can see the difference.
Right, and she has grown. I can't begin to even tell you that she has developed so much of a personality on camera, and I'm extremely proud of her for that, because it's really hard to get on camera and talk and to nothing. You're just talking to a little circle, and to be able to humanize it and be able to reach out to you through that screen and say, hey, I'm talking to you, and to be able to make it a reality in your brain. And she's grown in a tremendous amount.
Believe you me, when we were about halfway doing this, when we first started and we were going, about halfway through, I even had to take my older daughter's picture and put it over to the side so that I could act like I was talking to Sabrina, because I just needed that human touch to talk to. And she can vouch for that. We did. For, I'm going to say, a month or more, I actually had a picture of my older daughter sitting over to the side so that I felt like I was talking to someone.
Yeah, so and in order to humanize
and I got to the point where I didn't need that.
Right, and she did. And now, we come into your home every day and talk to you, and and it's not a big deal anymore for her.
Right.
But I had stage experience and screen experience, so I had a lot of experience talking into a camera, and Elsie had not. No. So that was a big, huge milestone for her. Yeah. I mean, if you were talking about personal growth, she's had the personal growth.
Tell you, growing up, I was always the insecure one. I was always the shy one. I was an introvert.
Me too. I was an introvert, yeah.
I was technically, the first time I had a real job working in a retail place, someone raised their voice at me. I literally went crying and left my position where I was, like I was a cashier, and I left my register crying. So it took a lot for me to adapt to that, and then to move on to something like this. That was like huge for me. And
if God permits us to be able to bring this to a series or whatever, if that is God's will, she will be 100% more comfortable being in front of the camera. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And I'm really grateful for the time and because personal growth.
Right.
Yeah, her confidence through the roof.
Yeah.
She's gotten confidence. I've gotten confidence, and it's really made a difference. And we push boundaries with ourselves. So this year might have been a really rough year for everybody, but it has really been a year of growth.
Right.
And renewal for both of us.
And it was actually learning to adapt to other things. Just having the year that we've had, plus doing this in the midst of it. I think doing this helped us cope with the other.
Yeah.
Because it gave us something else to focus on.
Right.
And then we get this timer.
All right. We're going to go ahead and put this in a pan, and we're going to get ready to serve this here shortly. We will see you guys in our next video, and we love you guys. Have a good night.
Elsie.
And I'm Debbie.
We're Two Sisters Southern Cooking.
And we thank you for visiting our page. Please like, share, and subscribe.
Thank you.